Welcome back to Gentle Dental. I'm Dr. Sarah Chinnery, and today we're going to talk about part 2 of our two-part series of what it's like to go to dental school. And last week we talked about how do you apply to become a dentist. And in the first video we talked about the path, applications, and the interview. Today we're going to be talking about what dental school is actually like, the workload, the emotional toll, and the financial reality. Let's talk about the cost. This is a part that a lot of people are a little bit shocked by. Dental school is crazy expensive. Based on recent data from ADIA, College Ave, and major U.S. dental schools, here's a realistic breakdown of 2025 and 2026. Public dental schools, so that's in-state, are roughly $40,000 to $60,000 a year for tuition and fees. Public out-of-state, so if you are going to a public school but you do not live in that state, are usually $70,000 and more. Private dental schools are usually between $80,000 and $100,000+ a year. So over 4 years, you're looking at roughly $250,000 to $400,000+. With that said, that does not include your living expenses, instruments, supplies, health insurance, transportation, food, all of that stuff. That's just for school. And this is why a lot of dental students graduate with a lot of student debt. So let's talk next about the workload. It's not just studying. Dental school is not like undergrad. You're balancing didactic classes, labs, simulations, clinical requirements, exams, patient care. You're learning with your hands and your brain while being evaluated constantly. It's mentally exhausting, it's physically exhausting, and yes, they can be emotionally exhausting too. The pressure is real. Dental students are expected to meet clinical requirements. They're responsible for real patients, learning procedures while being graded. There's pressure to be precise, efficient, and professional. And if you have a mistake, even if it's a small one, it feels huge. With that said, so at my school, it was at the time, I believe I said this in another video, but we had two campuses. One was in Kirksville, Missouri, and one was in St. Louis, which was a split campus. So that's very unique for dental school. Basically had the first 2 years, we had most of our classes as well as our simulation clinic. And so we practiced on mannequins. Then when we moved to St. Louis, we worked at a community health center, and that's when we worked on real people for year 3 and 4. Some dental schools will get people in starting year 1, just exams and cleanings maybe. So that is going to be very different depending on what school you go to. So know that. But the pressure and the stress and all of that is very real. It seems like you just get sucked in and you kind of forget about the outside world and that there's more going on. I did have a few dental school classmates that had kids throughout school and all of that. I don't know how they did it, but props to them. It's just very challenging. My class did not have anyone that was female that had a baby, but there's a lot of guys that their wives had children throughout dental school. So it is possible, but it would be a lot more challenging trying to hear a screaming baby and also studying for an exam. So just know that all life stages are welcome, and just know that there's going to be extra challenges depending on where your life stages. I know we just talked about all the stress, but why do people actually choose to become a dentist? And for the most part, it's because we want to help people. It's really cool building long-term relationships with patients. You get to work both with science and your hands together, and there's also a little bit of autonomy and responsibility that people like. Although it is incredibly rewarding, it is very challenging, not only mentally, but also physically. Like I've mentioned in other videos, a lot of people don't like us, and so I feel like that kind of blends into a more serious note of why dentistry is typically one of the top professions for suicide. And so it is really, really important. If you're struggling with any thoughts of suicide, ideation, or anything, just reach out to a health professional. It's, again, not to scare people away from it, but that is a fact that, you walk in and literally everyone that sees you doesn't want to be there. Again, there's so many resources and we're all here to help. There are so many days where you walk in and even if the patient isn't thrilled, you make them smile again, from they were embarrassed to smiling, their teeth were broken, they were in pain. Any of that is so rewarding to see them walk out the door and they're so excited. So there are very many blessings with dentistry. If you are in dental school, we do learn all of the topics of the specialists in a small amount. And so if there's a certain area that you have fallen in love with, you can actually specialize in it in between your third and fourth year, I think you start applying for specialty programs. There's a lot of them. I have a video that you can watch if you're interested in learning about each one. But again, that is a lot more training depending on which one. You can do an AGD, which basically is just an extra year of practice before you go into the real world, and I believe that's 1 year for most programs. And then you can go probably oral surgery might be the longer end of training. So it just kind of depends on what route you want to go. I'm not trying to scare anyone away from dentistry, but just wanted to be real and mindful of there are a lot of factors, and you should take that into account before you jump into years of education, a massive financial investment, and a profession built on trust and responsibility. So just wanted to be real with an actual realistic knowledge of it's not all glamorous, but it is really a rewarding career that I do feel proud to be a part of. And if you have any questions, please reach out. I would love to chat with you if you're interested in going to dental school, and even if my experience, or if you're interested in HE still, would love to talk to you about that. So please like this video, share your favorite moment, or if you have any questions, leave your questions in the comments, or you can email me as well at gentledental is drsarah@gmail.com. And then just excited for 2026. I hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you next week. Bye.